kick it out and around the horn. Furman again 15-2. They have won 3 straight ball games and trying to close out a 3-game road swing with a win here in Greensboro. Shot clock winding down here early. Good defense by Dickey, who gets the block, and the Spartans with a stop to start off this ball game. Alonzo holding, swings it out front to Galloway. Now a touch for Demetrius Troy. Troy on the bounce down the lane, spins, nowhere to go, shut off. And the Spartans with under 10 on the clock will have to improvise now. Miller with 5, drives in, scoops it up, no good, and there is James Dickey to flush it home on the offensive glass. No one there to box out Dickey on the weak side, and makes the Paladins pay. Now the 1-2-2 pressure by UNCG, and they'll settle back into a man-to-man. Hunter inside. Rafferty can't get it to drop down initially, gets his own rebound and will kick it out. Open 3 for Gurley, and it's good. Furman makes almost 11 three-pointers a game, and Gurley has his 17th made triple of this season. Troy will drive on Lyons, pulls up, floater, hangs on the front iron, missed it, rebound down to the Paladins. Looking for Rafferty, he's got a touch on the baseline, one-on-one with Dickey. Rafferty gonna try to back him down here. All the way deep into the paint, muscles it up, and good. Well, he just used his weight that time to back James down. Has about 15 to 20 pounds on him and used it to his advantage there. 5-2 Paladins. Alonzo with a runner down the lane has his first basket. Hunter looking for an outlet, in trouble, has it knocked out of his hands and deflected out of bounds. Eventually there by Galloway, and a quick substitution for the Spartans as James Dickey subs out and Eric Hamilton will come in. Wes Miller in his 8th year at the helm here at UNCG. Shot clock down to 5 now. Alonzo pulls out the rug and causes the traveling violation there on Gurley. Gurley at 6'8", had Alonzo on the low blocks. Tried to back him down with the big height advantage. Watch Alonzo just kind of step away just a little bit, and Gurley, looking for the contact, fell down and turns it over. So now the Spartans can take the lead on this trip. Inside, Hamilton up, dunks it home. Went up strong to the basket, and the Spartans lead at 6-5. Hunter and Gurley against this press go over the top of it. And a quick 3 launched, and no good there by Hunter. Isaiah Miller will force the issue. Miller will drive it and tried to find Galloway. Good idea, was expecting Kyren to cut a little bit. And a turnover there by Isaiah Miller, who's been pretty good taking care of the basketball. Handling it more and more in a point guard role as this season has moved on. 6'5" Furman inside. Rafferty breaks free, and he's got his second hoop. Slipped to the basket, and it's 7-6 Furman. Troy looking for Alonzo, going baseline to baseline, has him here near side. He'll step back, 3 is away, and good. And that is a good sign for UNCG. Alonzo had been just 4 of 13 from 3 over the last 2 ball games. Makes his first to put the Spartans up by 2. And Rafferty just patient on the low blocks, going to back his way in on Hamilton, spins and drops it in. Right now, Furman with a big dose of Nat Rafferty underneath. He's got 6 of the Paladins' 9. And a whistle off the ball, and an illegal screen will go on Hamilton as he was trying to free up Alonzo. Good start here in Greensboro. We're all tied up at 9. James Dickey trying to get his club rolling. On the other side, Rafferty has been the guy to beat.
When you're feeling hungry, you don't want to mess around with a quarter-pound meat sandwich. Instead, eat the new half-pound roast beef sandwiches. 8 ounces of thinly sliced, tender roast beef. And if you really want a quarter pound of beef, that's cool. Just eat half of one of these. Arby's, we have the meats.
Never has it been a better time to join the Spartan family. For as little as $100, you can join the Spartan Club and power the success of our student athletes. Visit SpartanClub.org today. The Spartan Club, supporting student athlete success since 1986.
Well, Francis Alonzo off to a good start for UNCG. Struggled shooting the basketball in the last couple of games, but Alonzo inside and outside, 2 of 2 to start this game. And that's what you expect, I think, from a senior after you lose in disappointing fashion at home a few nights. Expect one of your upperclassmen to set the stage and get your team ready to play against a very good Furman club, which back the week of December 3rd, you'll remember, was ranked 25th in the country, and the following week leapt up to as high as number 23 before then dropping a couple and find themselves here in Greensboro, 15-2 overall, and again 4-1 in SoCon action. Bob Ritchie in his second year has done a great job with the Paladins. So Furman will have it here out of the timeout. Couple substitutions on the floor. Both sides will try to reset those lineups for you when we've got a moment. This is Trey Clark wearing 0. Nice fake underneath by Jordan Lyons. 5'3" junior. Got the defender in the air and stepped through. And Furman back up by 2. Alonzo, you see the attention by Hunter, who presses out on him. Malik Massey on the floor along with Caleb Hunter for UNCG. And Dickey back there as well. He's going to work on the baseline, and double came over, and the ball knocked loose and last touched by Furman. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Massey here to Hunter, who will back it out. Shot clock at 5 for Massey. Takes a peek at it. He's in trouble now to Dickey. Lets fly for 3, and an air ball, and a nice defensive possession there by Furman. On the season, opponents shooting only 42% against this Paladin defense. Rafferty nearly traveled. Gives up the basketball. One more time back, and Hamilton scrapping with him, and last touched by Hamilton out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock. Hamilton pleading his case. See James Dickey coming over saying, don't worry about it. Hey, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Let's close this one out. But Eric Hamilton was right, I guess. they'll reverse the call and give way to UNCG. So UNCG going with more of a power lineup with Hamilton and Dickey on the low blocks. Alonzo swings it back out to Massey. Fakes, comes right back. Dickey slips to the goal, but read there and stolen away by Andrew Brown, senior who's just come in the game for Furman. Now to Clark. Clark driving in and he'll skip it out, and that'll be a charge on Clark as Alonzo came over help side. Stepped in front and off the leaping pass, it will be a charge. And the first foul of the game on Furman. Look hard at the dribble by Clark. Alonzo comes over, great position, and draws the foul. Wes Miller liberally using his bench in and out as Hamilton departs. Isaiah Miller and Angelo Allegre on the floor. This is Miller off a screen from Dickey. Held up at the top of the key to Allegre. Takes a peek inside at Dickey, not there, and now Hunter will drive it. Working on Brown, shut off there. Shot clock winding down. A couple times we've seen that here early on. Shot clock has really been a factor, and Miller pulls up. Three is no good, and Rafferty away with the rebound. He'll outlet to Lyons. Furman leading by 2. Alex Hunter swings it back out front to Clark. And now shot clock winding down for Furman. Hunter swings it back. 3 on the shot clock. Drive down. Good defense by Dickey, and a shot clock violation. Furman bench looking for a foul as Clark ends up hitting the deck. But right now, both these defenses are forcing the offenses to move the basketball. They're guarding their first and second options, and we've seen the shot clock wind down several times for both squads here. Two-point lead by the visiting Paladins. Miller determined to get in the paint. Floaters up, left it short. Rafferty another rebound, and he'll outlet it into the front court. Hunter will give it right back to him. Rafferty turns the corner, missed it, and a foul on the Spartans will send him to the line, and Angelo Allegre, the sophomore, the freshman, picks up his first and the second team foul on UNCG. So Rafferty, 59 of 84 from the line this year, leads the team in attempts and shooting 70% from the line, and he has had a strong start to this game. Now with 8 of Furman's 13 points, he'll get a breather and has his team off to a great start here on the road. Miller swings it back. Allegre fires the 3, sees it spin out. Isaiah Miller on the offensive glass, rips it down and puts it in. One of the better rebounding guards in the SoCon for sure is Isaiah Miller, and cuts the lead down to 2. Furman will go inside, outside. Brown had a notion for the 3, instead drives it in and uses the left hand. Lead back to 4 here for Furman. Miller just keeps that ball moving and on the bounce, looking for an avenue or crease to penetrate. Hunter finds one here. Tough shot and a big aggressive make there by Caleb Hunter. Furman on this side of the floor getting some rhythm offensively. They've made 4 of their last 5 attempts from the floor. Lead it by 2. Hunter will swing it back. Pull up jump shot by Mounts. Hangs no good. UNCG with a chance to tie or take the lead as we go under 11 to play. And Miller, well, they'll call a foul. Looks like they were going to get a walk on Isaiah Miller, but a bump caused him. And so UNCG will have it when we come back, trailing by 2. Well, Furman has found their way into the paint here early in the first half and getting a lot of buckets at the rim, and the shooting percentage reflect that as well. The Paladins 6 of 10 to start this game, and they're able to do it on dribble penetration as they have 10 points of their 15 in the paint to start off this game. And UNCG on the flip side doing the same thing. 8 of their 13 have been inside as well. Well, want to invite you to get your Spartans gear at the official online store of the UNCG Spartans, the Spartan Locker Room on UNCGSpartans.com. The Spartan Locker Room carries over 2,000 pieces of UNCG merchandise. Visit the Spartan Locker Room on UNCGSpartans.com now for everything Spartan. Two-point game here, 10:53 to go first half. Hamilton gives it right back to Massey. See if UNCG will continue to try to get something going to the basket. Hunter will drive in, floats it up. Wild shot, no good. They'll crash the boards. Galloway comes away with it. Back out to Miller. His second try for three is good. Well, not known as a three-point shooter. Just his 8th made three of the season, but it puts the Spartans up by 1. Mounts to answer, and he does. Mounts 46% shooter from beyond the arc. Drops in his 28th made three. And that puts Furman back up. Miller had a notion. Thought he might pull the trigger again. Now he'll back it out. Midway through the first half here in Greensboro. Galloway shut off by Rafferty. Shot clock at 7. Hunter now to Hamilton with 4. Has to go quickly, turns, faces, fires. And a rebound hauled in by Trey Clark. Lyons has Galloway on and will go right by him. Runs into Hamilton, did a good job not fouling. And the Spartans will try to push it the other way. Wes Miller wants his group to run. Looking inside for Galloway. He'll step out for the pick. Miller now on the bounce. 7 on the shot clock. He'll rise, fire, jump shot. Missed it badly. Hamilton lost it, but was there, got it back, and laid it in. Well, on the offensive glass, it was Miller and Hamilton. And Hamilton, just before the shot clock violation, has tied it up at 18. Furman quickly the other way, Mounts for another try at 3 and has another 3. So Mounts knocks in a couple threes, and Wes Miller is going to call a quick timeout here as Furman has surged ahead here 21-18. The sophomore from Elkin, North Carolina, shoots 46% from beyond the arc. Saw Caleb Hunter go for the screen, for the steal, and when he was unable to get that steal, it left Mounts open, who drains his second triple of the game. Furman continuing to shoot the basketball well here inside the Greensboro Coliseum at just under 62%. And 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Francis Alonso talking with Isaiah Miller, the sophomore guard. Lengthy discussion there between veteran and upperclassman and the young Miller. Demetrius Troy back on the floor for UNCG with Dickey and Hamilton, Alonso and Miller. Miller on the right wing, shot clock winding down, gives way to Hamilton. He'll power between defenders and draw contact, and a nice job that time by Eric Hamilton, not settling for the mid-range jump shot. He saw he had a step to get to the basket. Watch him face up after he takes this pass, just go straight into the 2 defenders who couldn't get there in time, and earns a trip to the free throw line. They will give that foul to Gurley, which is his first. And now Eric Hamilton, who's shooting just a hair below 75% on the year, will have 2 coming up. First free throws here of the first half for the Spartans. Caleb Hunter back on the floor. He'll spell Isaiah Miller. Hamilton, the transfer from Wichita State, averaging 8 points and a little over 4 rebounds a game. Drops them both in and back to a 1-point game. And Mo Abdul-Salam will make his first appearance for Hamilton. Abdul-Salam, 6'9" freshman, on the floor here for the first time. Spartans in the 1-2-2 press. Furman no difficulty with it here as yet. Hunter bouncing around, swings it to the wing. Driving shot is no good, and a charge. And this time it's Abdul-Salam, the freshman, there to draw the charge on Gurley. That's the second drawn charge here in the first half for the Spartans. And Abdul-Salam, helping on the weak side, came right over where the Spartans will force you to drive offensively, expecting the help to be there. And Abdul-Salam does his job. Now UNCG with a chance to take the lead here on this trip. They'll lob it over the top to Alonso, and got Hunter napping a bit, expecting him to run screen to screen, and a great find there by Demetrius Troy. I think those two have played together for a while, just read it perfectly, and UNCG up by 1. This is Lyons, who's been quiet here in the first half. Back out to Rafferty. He'll drive it in, runs over Alonso, and another charge on Furman. That's the 3rd time now, and that Spartan defense coming over on the help side has been part of the difference here in the first half. Alonso has drawn his 2nd charge here in the first half. Spartans lead it by 1.
These are the student athletes. This is where they battle, these are their home. This is where they become Rhodes Scholars and academic All-Americans. This is where titles are forever. This is the Southern Conference.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Good game here in Greensboro this afternoon. Southern Conference play, 1 point lead by the Spartans, and Eric Hamilton has been a big spark off the bench for the home folks with 6 points and 2 rebounds, and it has been a back and forth affair here. Mounts knocked in a couple, and leading scorer for UNCG so far, Francis Alonso, off to a good start, which is great news for UNCG fans. Alonso with 7 points in just 7 minutes of play. Well, you can get 20% off at bsnsports.com just for being a UNCG Spartan. Visit bsnsports.com and enter the code UNCG Spartans to receive the discount. Portion of all sales with that code benefit UNCG Athletics. Alonso breaks free for 3, and it's good. He's got it dialed in today. Alonso's second 3, and the Spartans have their largest lead of the game now at 4. Called play out of the timeout by Wes Miller, and Alonso now perfect 4 of 4 from the field and 2 of 2 shooting threes. Lions shut off on the baseline, now double teamed in trouble, whips it cross court. He'll work it around to Brown, and his 3 is good. That's just good offense by Furman. Lions was in trouble, and once he made that initial pass, that had the Spartans scrambling, and another 3 drops through for Furman. That's their 4th made triple here in the half. Alonso is going to try again and misses, and then underneath a foul on Mounts, who shoved up on Caleb Hunter. First of the game on Mounts, and the 6th team foul on Furman, so 1 shy from the bonus for the Spartans. Kyron Galloway will come in, and Abdul Salam will leave. Freshman gave him some good minutes on the defensive end. Alonso draws all kinds of defenders, swings it to Troy. His triple is good. And off the ball, a foul underneath on Dickey. So they'll count the 3 by Troy. And underneath, they called a foul on Dickey, shoving off into the lower back there of the Furman player. But count the 3 by Troy. His first hoop of the day. And the lead back to 4. Floater is no good. Dickey bothered it. Brown gets it back, draws the foul, and back-to-back baskets by Andrew Brown. And he'll have a chance at a 3-point play to answer. See, Dickey came over, might have got a piece of that shot. Brown gets it back, goes right into Galloway, and he knew he fouled him right away. One-point game. Troy can't turn the corner. Troy throws the lob, was looking for a Hunter. Loose ball picked up by Galloway, and it'll be a held ball. Brown and Mounts were both there. The possession arrow in favor of the Spartans, so we will stay on this end of the floor, and 13 on the shot clock. 5:59 to go. This has been a well-played first half here in Greensboro. Troy will curl in the lane, pulls up high, arcing jump shot is no good, and Furman running down that loose ball, rebound by Brown, and a chance to take the lead back. Brown's going to go right to the cup, kicks it out, and stolen by Alonzo. Furman gets back defensively, and Alonzo will back it out. Been a good defensive effort by Alonzo here today. A couple of charges drawn and picks up that steal. Troy inside to Dickey, trying to gather himself, goes up, left it short. One more time, stripped away, will kick it out. Troy, extra pass. Hunter steps inside, jump shot good. Unselfish play to swing that ball to Hunter. See, James Dickey just still doesn't have that explosiveness or stamina. Getting back on the floor after that injury, which he sat out for 6 games. And there's Lyons with the triple. Jordan Lyons, who made 15 threes in the win over North Greenville, tying an NCAA record by making 15 threes, had 54 in that game. We're tied at 30. Dickey again, jump hook. This time gets a little more lift and lays it in. 32-30 Spartans. Rafferty had such a great start to this game, kicks it out. 3 away and good by Brown, and right now Furman is finding looks from the outside from 3 where they want to shoot it. Wes Miller's going to call another timeout as Furman has gone back up by 1. And the Paladins shredding the Spartans defense from 3-point land. They are 6 of 7 shooting threes here in the first half. Look again. Lyons has knocked one in. And then Brown wide open as Hunter was late to get there on the closeout. And Furman almost 86% shooting from 3 here in the first half at 6 of 7. Matter of fact, they've made 12 field goals and half of them have been threes. And if you're UNCG, the good news is you're only down by 1. As the Paladins have scored on their last 3 possessions. Well, group tickets are a great way to entertain friends, family, or work colleagues. You can do it at men's or women's basketball games. Packages feature discounted prices starting at $5 for men's games and $2 for women's games, along with special opportunities like making the team tunnel. You can call 336-334-3250 for more information. Both teams shooting the basketball really well. Spartans are shooting 50%. No fault there, but Furman blazing at almost 67% here in the first half. Haven't been a whole lot of rebounds on either side to go get. Spartans out rebounding Furman 9-8, but 6 of those 9 rebounds have been offensive rebounds. And the Paladins back up by 1 here at 33-32. Furman will go home. Will go to Wofford to complete a 3-game road swing after this one. They'll play at Wofford on the 19th before then going home to host Chattanooga and Sanford. And for UNCG after this one, Spartans will have 2 straight on the road, playing at Western Carolina and at ETSU. 4:26 left to play here in the first, and Furman leading UNCG by 1. And a lot of folks wondered how the Spartan team would respond after the disappointing loss at home in their last outing to Wofford, a game in which Wofford just dominated every facet of it, route to a 72-43 win. Well, the Spartans have responded here so far. Miller off a screen will drive in. Had visions of thundering that one home before he was fouled from behind. Got hit on the arm by Trey Clark, who has picked up his second. They like getting Isaiah Miller going with a full head of steam and bring up Hamilton or another post player to set a pick. He'll either use it or go the opposite direction, as Miller did that time, to make his way to the rim. Now 6 points for Isaiah Miller. Sophomore guard out of Covington, Georgia, averaging 14 points on the season. The only player to score in double figures in that loss to Wofford on Thursday night here in Greensboro. Tied at 33. Inside, and Gurley breaking free, gets a nice feed, and it's 35-33. It's an example of Furman attacking the press of UNCG and using it to their advantage. Galloway hands it back to Miller. Tried to slip the pass to Galloway and turned it over. On the deck, it was Gurley with the steal. Now Lyons the other way will shuffle it to Brown. Back out front. Paladins leading by 2. Clark, and he turned it over. He's trying to make something happen and turned it over. And that's now 9 turnovers for Furman here in the first half. Miller off a screen from Hamilton. Slips it to Hamilton, who dunks it home. His second flush of the game. Well, they ran the same set they did previously with Galloway, and this time Miller and Hamilton able to make it pay. Tied at 35, under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Lions operating, drives in, might have been partially blocked. Rebound to Rafferty, goes back and gets the roll. Rafferty in double figures now with 10. Massey off a bump. And Galloway driving and is bailed out on a reach-in call on Trey Clark, sophomore from Palmetto, Florida. Picks up the foul, and that is the third on Clark. So Clark will sub out, and Kyren Galloway to the line. Galloway hasn't attempted a shot here in the first half from the floor or the free throw line, and has a 1-and-1 here. Rattles in the first. Galloway averages just over 10 points a game and 4 rebounds. Well, gets 1 of 2, and Troy sneaks in there and steals it away. Gets another possession, and the Spartans can take the lead here with 2:15 to go, first half. Bounce pass to Massey, had it blocked underneath. I think Rafferty got a piece of it. Here come the Paladins. Rafferty, big step and runs over Hamilton, and another charge on Furman. Let's watch again. Rafferty going to drive and just ran right into Hamilton. 4th or 5th charge here in the first half by the Spartans defensively. Here's Miller off the screen. Can't get in the paint. Swings it back out to Dickey. Now to Troy. Troy working on Rafferty all the way underneath to Hamilton. Hamilton going to drive in, forces it up, and whistled for a travel. So the Spartans will give it right back. One-point lead for Furman with possession here, and they nearly turn it over. Hunter runs it down before it goes out of bounds, but Miller going to pressure out on him. And a foul on Isaiah Miller. Used the arm bar. And the first of the game on Isaiah Miller. 5th team foul on UNCG. 1:20 left to play, first half. Neither team has led by more than 4 points here in the first half. Brown stops, pops, no good, and underneath. A foul on UNCG as Rafferty hits the deck. Will go on Hamilton, and that is his second, 6th team foul. So the next one will have Furman shooting. Watch underneath Hamilton. Might have got tied up a little bit high on Rafferty, and so that brings about the whistle. Lions going to drive baseline, shut off by Dickey and stolen away by Isaiah Miller. Spartans want to run. Miller, full head of steam, will go down. Layup is good. And UNCG back out in front, and that is when the Spartans are at their best in transition off their defense. (38-37). Crowd trying to get into it to close out this half. Drive by Hunter. Might have been partially blocked by Dickey. Here comes Alonzo out of the pack. Skip pass over to Miller. Lines up a three. Got it! So Isaiah Miller has made 2 threes here in the first half. Scores 5 straight. And the Spartans lead at 41-37. And a timeout at the Furman bench. Alonzo with a great look cross court. And if Isaiah Miller is going to make that shot consistently, he is going to be tough to guard into SoCon. A 6-0 run by UNCG over the last 2 minutes or so, as they have opened up a 41-37 lead. Wes Miller got his group huddled up after that Furman timeout. The Spartans try to get a stop here to close out the half. Well, Bob Ritchie was signaling initially for a timeout prior to that turnover and 3 by Miller, and initially was trying to get the timeout, then held back, and Spartans made him pay. Clark across there, check it, Hunter across the timeline. He's doubled, and he's going to call a timeout. Was in trouble, tied up near the half-court line and the sideline, and alertly called a timeout so he wouldn't turn it over. 13.6 seconds left. They'll huddle it back up. This is the 34th meeting between UNCG and Furman, and it's been a tight series through the years. The Spartans hold the advantage all time by 1 at 17-16, and UNCG swept the season series against the Paladins last year. And 13.6 left on the clock here in the first half. Rafferty. With Callaway closing out on him. He'll hand it off to Hunter. Hunter back to Rafferty, trying to find Lyons. He's got it. 1 on the clock, lets it ride. And the Spartans fired up with that defensive stop. will go into the locker room off a 6-0 run and lead it 41-37. Good one here in Greensboro.
It begins in the heart of a Spartan. It is the dream which drives us to greatness. It is forged in competition. It demands the sweat and sacrifice of preparation. It ends in championships. And it's a journey like no other. It's all about the G.
number 32 in purple for Furman, Matt Rafferty, off to a great start. Ends up getting 10 points in the first half. Hasn't missed a shot, 4 of 4 for Rafferty. Francis Alonso able to respond for UNCG, and good to see Alonso off to a quick start. He's got 10 points. Good shooting for him, but three-pointers have been falling in for both clubs, especially for Furman. The Paladins, as a team, 6 of 8 shooting three, and a big spark off the bench is Brown, as Andrew Brown with 11 points to lead the way for the Paladins, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. And then to close out the half, it was Isaiah Miller on a personal 5-0 run, shooting outside and then in transition, making his way to the basket. As Isaiah Miller, strong first half, he's got 11 points to lead the way for UNCG. All totals up to a score of 41-37. Spartans leading here at the break. Neither team has led by more than 4 points in the first half. You look at the statistics, and you can see offense has really reigned supreme here. Both teams shooting over 50%. The Paladins at 58%. And the Spartans at 53%. Turnovers have been a really big story. The Paladins have turned it over 11 times, and that has translated into 15 points for the Spartans. So UNCG doing the job, points off turnovers. Both clubs making their share of threes, and that's why we have had a close first half. 41-37, UNCG leads. Second half shortly forthcoming here in the Greensboro Coliseum.
The 2019 American Cup is coming to the Greensboro Coliseum Complex on March 2nd. See the world's best gymnasts at the most
It's all good.
international gymnastics event in the United States. Past champions include Sam McCoolin, Simone Biles,
Busy day of action in the SoCon on this Saturday. Let's take a look at our scores from around the league. A couple games that have gone final. Western Carolina winning on the road at the Citadel. Wofford, who will take on Furman next, wins at Lexington. And just in the second, it's Mercer out in front of ETSU by 4, and at the half, Chattanooga in a high-scoring game leading Sanford. Our score here inside the Greensboro Coliseum. After 20 minutes of play, it's the Spartans leading the Paladins 41-37. Second half on the way after this here in Greensboro. Well, Furman led for about 12 minutes of the first half. Score was tied for 2.5 minutes or so. It has been a close first 20 minutes of basketball and a back and forth first half of basketball. And the Spartans with the last run of the first half, a 6-0 run to close out the half as they surged ahead for this 41-37 lead. Neither team really with foul difficulty to speak of. Spartans, Eric Hamilton, the only player with 2 personal fouls. For Furman, maybe a little bit better. Trey Clark has 3, and then Rafferty and Gurley with 2 apiece. 2 teams which both figure to be in the mix for the regular season championship in SoCon play. And if you're UNCG, you can not afford to drop 2 at home to teams you expect to be the league leaders amongst them, as Furman immediately goes backdoor in the dunk by Mounts. Spartans having dropped a game at home on Thursday night to Wofford, you would think have to get the W here at home against Furman. Alonzo curling, defender hits the deck. Alonzo's little floater's no good. He'll battle and get it back. Now open for 3 off the scramble and left it short. Dickey with another offensive rebound. Well, Alonzo's not going to get a better look at that. Looked like he almost tried to guide it in. Dickey to the left hand, can't get it to drop in. So the Spartans with multiple looks here on that possession and come up empty. Now Lyon stops and pops for 3 and shot that one with confidence. His second made 3, and all of a sudden Furman leads it here by 1. 5 quick out of the halftime talk. Alonso drives through defenders, nearly lost it. Dickey pulls it up, and his reverse layup is good. A lucky break there for the Spartans. Dickey flips it in. Lyons drives, hands it off to Rafferty, and he is fouled by Demetrius Troy. So burst of energy here by the Paladins in the opening minute and a half of play, and Rafferty will go to the line for a pair. He has had a great start to this season, averaging 17 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, leads the team in steals, block shots with 24, and offensive rebounding as well. Senior out of Hinsdale, Illinois. And Furman back ahead by 1. Miller on a switch, has Mounts on him. He's going to back him out. We'll see if he tries to drive in. Alonso with Alex Hunter on him. Backdoor to Troy. Tried to drop it off to Dickey, and the quick hands by Rafferty with the steal. Rafferty, see him trying to body up on Dickey like he did in the first half. Get some position, had it blocked from behind by James that time. Now Troy ahead of the pack to Alonso. James Dickey calling for it on the inside. He's got the smaller Lions on him. They'll go over the top. Now the help comes over. Skip pass to Troy. He's open. 3 is good. Demetrius Troy has made 2 threes here this afternoon. Came in shooting only 29% from beyond the arc, and that one puts the Spartans up by 2. Both teams trying to deliver a punch, and neither team going away. Rafferty slips to the goal and missed it. First miss of the afternoon. Miller weaving through traffic, scoop shot away, dropped it in. So 5 quick points for the Spartans to push the lead back to 4. And Hunter driving in will draw contact on Alonso. So Alonso picks up his first. He'll sub out along with Dickey and Galloway and Miller, as Isaiah Miller is going to bring 4 fresh bodies. Wes Miller going to bring 4 fresh bodies on the floor, and a turnover by Furman inbounding the basketball. It'll be Allegre, Hamilton, Massey, and Hunter. Allegre back to Troy, drives in, scoop shot, no good, but a foul on Noah Gurley. And Demetrius Troy, who's not been a big scorer for the Spartans this year, but tends to make big shots when the Spartans need it as a senior, and realizes when it's time to assert himself, and has been actively looking to do that here, especially in the start of the second half. Averages 7 points a ball game, and now has 7 on the day. Troy out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And rattles them both in. Hunter to Rafferty. Backdoor, good help by Allegre. They'll kick it out. Brown right back inside to Rafferty. Help side is there, and Hamilton steals it away. Seemingly, the Paladins had a couple of opportunities there, but the defense forced the issue and then out of bounds and last touch by Furman. Well, right now, UNCG's defense is playing with intensity and purpose as they have built their largest lead of the game at 6 points. 7-0 run for UNCG. This would be a big basket for the Spartans if they can score on this trip. Shot clock under 10. Hunter trying to create. Now with 5, will drive in. Good defense as Rafferty help side comes over. Now to Lyons. He loses it on the bounce. Picked up by Massey. Numbers for the Spartans. Massey drives in with the left hand. And the lead is at 8. Furman bench thinking about calling a timeout, but they've got to get it across the timeline first. They'll let them play on, but now Mounts will call the timeout. So the Spartans, a 9-0 run, and they lead it 52-44. Second half just underway. So the Spartans off to a quick start here in the second half. They've extended the lead out to 8, and they have done it with their defense. They forced 3 turnovers here to start the second half by Furman and have turned those into points on the other end. Furman with 14 turnovers, and the Spartans 19 points off of those turnovers. Furman club only averages 12 turnovers a game, and they have 14 here already. And the largest lead of the game. Mounts after the timeout will inbound it here. Rafferty goes backdoor to Brown, had it stripped, and Spartans thought it might have gone off Brown's leg, but it will remain Furman basketball. Let's take a look again. I'm not so sure that didn't go off his leg and out of bounds, but immediate timeout on the floor, and 15-18 to play as we take this timeout here in Greensboro. UNCG leading by 8. Welcome back inside the Greensboro Coliseum. 15-18 to play, second half. Furman and the UNCG Paladins preseason-wide picked to finish fourth in the SoCon. The Spartans picked to repeat as champions this year. And 14 on the shot clock for the Paladins. Now foul, reach in on Hunter. And the third team foul by UNCG. Rafferty can't back down Hamilton on that trip. Baseline drive, reverse layup, left short by Hunter, and the Spartans with a chance to push this lead out to double figures. Allegre will swing it to Massey. And UNCG being patient on offense. Troy all alone underneath is Hamilton. Great find by the senior point guard, and Hamilton able to break free underneath. 54-44. Mounts his three is short. Long rebound to Eric Hamilton, and he'll wisely ease up and hand it off to Troy. An 11-0 run by UNCG to start this second half. Hamilton again was wide open underneath, but the Spartans missed him there. He's working along that baseline. Now will flash up high with the shot clock winding down. Troy will have to jack one up. And rebound away to Brown. And another turnover by the Paladins. Here come the Spartans. Troy open in the corner. Jump shot was no good there by Hunter. Well, they're going to call a foul there on Demetrius Troy. And a smart play there by Lyons. Let's see if Troy actually hits him or not. It looked just kind of like Lyons might have fallen down, but sells it. And Troy and Hunter, Allegre, Hamilton will all sub out as Westmoreland going to bring four more players in. 10-point lead for UNCG. And the foul starting to mount now for the Spartans. That's 14 fouls and a dunk as Trey Clark makes his way to the cup. And that ends the drought of over 4 minutes for Furman. Dickey one-on-one with Rafferty, and a charge on Dickey. So Dickey just one too many bumps trying to get position and will pick up the foul. Clark going to drive it again and just falls down, but another foul, and it's going to go on Dickey again. And so James Dickey picks up two quick ones and now has 3 personal fouls. And the UNCG bench not happy at all with that one. So James has 3 personal fouls. They can't get him out of the game. Gets a block and has picked up his 4th now. So Dickey picks up 3 fouls in what really seems like under a minute or so, and got him on the arm. I'm not sure James was aware he had 3, but now has 4. And with a lot of time left on the clock. And Mo Abdul Salam will come in. 7 team fouls already on UNCG here in the second half. And we still have about 13 minutes left to go. Just one whistle against Furman. Rafferty one-on-one against the freshman Abdul Salam. Goes to the jump hook. So Furman now regaining their composure. Abdul Salam will kick it out to Galloway, looking for his first field goal. It'll spin out. Abdul Salam on the offensive glass will back it out. When he feels a little more comfortable, he maybe realize he can go back up with those inside. Hands it off to Miller. Miller doubled and didn't see it coming. Stolen away, but let's see. Massey, no, he didn't get it right back. Scramble for it, and then last touched by UNCG and out of bounds. Massey and Clark there, along with Brown. And a timeout on the floor. Furman starting to regain a little momentum here.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Greensboro and Winston-Salem, it would be Jason Bramblett. He attracts hundreds of buyers and creates so much demand that Jason can guarantee if your home doesn't sell at a price and deadline you agree to, he will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
It begins in the heart of a Spartan. It is the dream which drives us to greatness. It is forged in competition. It demands the sweat and sacrifice of preparation. It ends in championships. And it's a journey like no other. It's all about the G.
The madness of March begins in Asheville, North Carolina. Make sure you're at the U.S. Cellular Center March 7th through the 11th for the 2019 Ingalls SoCon Basketball Championships, presented by General Shale. The action on the court will be intense as teams battle for a SoCon championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament. Book your travel and tickets by logging on to SoConHoops.com or by contacting the U.S. Cellular Center box office. The madness returns to Asheville. Get your tickets today.
Well, the Spartans have gone scoreless over the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds or so, and that's allowed Furman to get a little rhythm on the offensive end. You saw the dunk there by Clark, and then Rafferty on the inside is just so patient when he catches it on either side. And Rafferty 5 of 7 from the floor and leading the way for Furman with 14 points. When the Paladins haven't turned it over, for the most part, they have gotten good looks. Shooting 50% here in the second half. The Spartans at just 38%. Yet they built that 10-point lead before Furman has scored 4 straight to cut into it. Again, James Dickey on the bench with 4 personal fouls. Big minutes here for Abdul Salam. He'll be charged with guarding Rafferty. Clark will drive it inside. Rafferty breaks free. He'll skip pass out to the corner. Gurley will drive. Basket good, and another foul on UNCG. That's their 8th team foul, and a chance at a 3-point play. Abdul Salam comes over and just the side of the body. And a chance at a 3-point play for Gurley. Hamilton will come in quickly. Noah Gurley, the freshman from Fayetteville, Georgia, has cut the 10-point lead down to 3. Alonso trying to break free, and Alex Hunter just hawking him everywhere. They'll come back out front to Massey. Massey spinning in the paint, now to Miller. Shot clock under 10, and Hamilton off the catch, and a reach-in foul comes to Gurley. Just got a piece of him there, and Gurley will sub out as he has 4 personal fouls now. Alonso drops it inside to Hamilton, got it to drop down. Quick feed by Alonso to Hamilton, and Eric Hamilton continues to have a solid game off the bench for UNCG. He's got 12 now, and that ends the drought, which was right around 3 minutes or so. Brown left free, cranks a deep 3 and mounts away with the long rebound. He'll pitch it out to the side, and that 3 is good by Alex Hunter. And the lead, which was once 10 for UNCG, is down to just 2. Furman shooting lights out from 3. They are 7 of 11. Alonso answers. Shot it right over the top of Hunter. And a timeout at the Spartan bench. 59-54 off the 3 by Alonso to give him 13 for the game. And his third made 3. 10:28 left to go. See Alonso just stare down the defender and got a little bit of space, and that is all he needs. Wes Miller meeting with the officials and telling them he wants it called the same way. Look at the foul totals here in the second half, and he's trying to plead his case. 18 fouls against UNCG, just 2 against Furman. Nearly stolen by Miller. He'll dive with Hunter, and last touch by Hunter and out of bounds. So another turnover by Furman. Isaiah Miller so quick, just got a piece of it there, and love the hustle on both sides, but 16 turnovers now for the Paladins. Troy looking for Alonso, turns, fires, 3 away, no good. Galloway on the offensive glass, and he'll kick it back out. Spartans are doing a number on the Paladins on the offensive glass. Their 12th offensive rebound of the game. Under 10 minutes to play. Miller drives, rises, his floater is no good, steals it away. Goes back up and finishes. He took it away from Rafferty, went to the opposite side of the rim, and it's 61-54. Brown quickly releases, and his 3 is good. Boy, Furman has shooters around the court. Quick catch and release by Brown, who's now made 3 threes and has 14 for the game. Miller will try a 3. And ahead of the pack is Clark, and he'll dunk it home. He leaked out after the missed shot by Miller and has cut the lead down to 2. Alert heads-up play on the outlet pass as Clark just leaked out after the miss, and no one was able to get back defensively for UNCG. Under 9 to go here, second half. And Alonso on the bounce will draw a foul. Alex Hunter picks up the whistle. That will be his second, and the 3rd team foul on Furman. And James Dickey, who has 4 personal fouls, is going to come in for Galloway. James, known for his defense, we'll see how aggressive he will be. Troy will spin in, kicks it back out to Miller. Shot clock winding down. Miller's got two defenders around him. Settles for a three and gets the three. His third made three of the game. That is a season best for Isaiah Miller. 64-59. The sophomore has 18 to lead all scores. Clark will drive in, skip pass out. Here's Hunter along the baseline, no good, and Alonzo will secure the rebound for UNCG. Troy driving in, back out front. Miller one more time for three, got another one! So Isaiah Miller from three has made four of them. And it's 67-59. Spartans behind the outside shooting of Isaiah Miller. He's got 21, and the Spartans lead it 67-59. Well, Isaiah Miller came into this game shooting 28% from three. He had only made 7 threes all season long. Well, he has worked on his game in the offseason, keeps working on his threes, and they are paying off here tonight as Miller has gone 4 of 6 from three and a couple of big ones there. He's got 21 points to lead all scores, and UNCG, which led by 10, saw Furman come back and cut the lead down to 2. Has pushed it back out to 8 here with 7:44 to go. Both clubs have made 9 threes here this afternoon. Both teams shooting 51% or better, as the Paladins shooting almost 58% for the game. But turnovers have been the story for the Paladins. They've given it away 6 times, resulting in 21 UNCG points. And Isaiah Miller, the sophomore for Covington, Georgia, known for his explosiveness, quickness, but he's showing another side of it here today with the outside jump shot as UNCG will go zone out of this timeout. Tough team to zone defense. Rafferty will turn on Galloway and will kick it to the corner. Gets it right back, spins away from the defender. 2 on the shot clock. Will have to force it up, and the Spartans secure the rebound. Not a bad move with Dickery on the floor with 4 personal fouls, and he turns it over. Dives on the floor, they'll scramble for it, and picked up there by Clark. And now to Lyons. Lyons will drive in, had it blocked by Dickey, playing with 4 personal fouls and gets the block. Now Troy to Miller. He'll drive in. Skip pass out to Galloway. He'll fire a 3. Got it for Kyren Galloway. His first made field goal of the game, and it's a big one as the Spartans now with their largest lead of the game here at 11. Rafferty backdoor to Lyons, had it blocked by Galloway, but a foul on Kyren Galloway, and Jordan Lyons will shoot 2. Second of the game on the junior. And Jordan Lyons now to the line. 9 team fouls on UNCG, but Lyons in the act of shooting will have 2 here. 70% on the year, and Lyons, who has averaged 17 a game, now in double figures with 10, and Eric Hamilton will return for James Dickey. A couple of other substitutions for Wes Miller as Alonzo and Isaiah Miller sub out as well. This game is far from over. Furman can score points in a hurry with their 3-point shooting. A lead down to 9, and now for the first time a little full court pressure as Alex Hunter will pick up on Demetrius Troy in the backcourt. And Furman can afford to be aggressive too with just 3 team fouls and a turnover. Rare turnover by Troy, but then Furman gives it right back. (70-61). Spartans led by 4 at the half. Furman, a quick start to the second half, but the Spartans would push the lead out to 10. Furman cut the lead down to 2, and here we stand with 6 minutes left to go. Hamilton will post up on Rafferty, bowling his way into the paint, and had it stripped away. So back-to-back turnovers by UNCG. Can the Paladins capitalize on this end? Rafferty will drive in, left it short, and somehow Hamilton secures it. Boy, Massey missed Hunter on the far side, but instead he'll back it out. The junior point guard will run a set. Under 10 on the shot clock for Massey. He'll kick it out. Now Hunter will get the 3 and drops it in. Well, Massey said, don't worry, I'll get it back to you. And it's 73-61 UNCG. Five minutes left to go. A drive by Lyons and a foul on Hamilton. Count the basket by Lyons, and Hamilton, in his efforts to get the block, came over the backside, and Lyons now asserting himself on the offensive end as a chance for a 3-point play. Got a step by Troy, and that's one Hamilton maybe just has to let go. Well, he will sub out as James Dickey comes back in. And Lyons to convert the 3-point play, which he does. Under 5 left to play, 73-64. Troy will drive it, pulls up, floater is no good, and a foul underneath on Furman as James Dickey hits the deck hard. And it was Trey Clark who got him by the arm. So Clark has picked up his 4th personal foul. He and Gurley both have 4. And now 4 team fouls just 4 team fouls on Furman. Again, they can afford to be aggressive on the defensive end. 4:35 left to play. And the officials are going to go to the scores table to review this one.
The previous play was under review.
And what they're looking at is the arm hook, because an emphasis of play in college basketball this year is a defender hooking the arm of the opposition and pinning that down and pulling it away. And oftentimes it can be ruled as a flagrant one by the officials. We'll see here. Well, couldn't get a good view of it there, but they'll take a look at it and see. According to the rule book, it can be an automatic flagrant one whenever that arm bar hooking foul is called, and that's what they're looking at here. And they'll huddle up. See underneath, you see how that arm there by Clark is wrapped around James Dickey's off arm. But they'll call it a common foul and let him play on here. And I think that was the right call too. Dickey, Hamilton, Alonzo, Massey, and Isaiah Miller. Dickey will drive into the paint, backing his way down. Help side comes over. James looking for an outlet. Alonzo steps back. Oh, that's tough to guard. Big shot by Alonzo to put the Spartans back up by 11. Steal by Miller, and he absolutely thunders it home. 77-64. Alonzo with the step back, Miller with the steal and flush here with 4 minutes now left to play. Lyons drives in, had it swatted away. Dickey came over. Miller for three. Would have brought the house down, and Isaiah Miller telling his coach, I know I shouldn't have pulled that one from the corner, but I was feeling it. But right now, UNCG, their largest lead of the game, 77-64. Well, Isaiah Miller leads the conference in steals, gets another one there, and one of the better finishers you will find. And on the other end, James Dickey, defensively, the reigning Southern Conference Defensive Player of the Year. So again, defense for the Spartans has been the story here today. It won't be reflected in the shooting percentages, as Furman is shooting still almost 54%, but the Spartans have forced 18 Furman turnovers, which they have converted into 23 points. And now here with their largest lead of the game at 13, trying to close out Furman here on the Spartans' home floor. Rafferty, backdoor cut to Brown, sees the 6'10 Dickey and will back it out. Shot clock under 10, Rafferty drives in, and they're gonna call a foul on Dickey, and that will do it here with 3:22 left. Well, it all started when Hamilton slipped and fell down, and that allowed Rafferty to drive in, and James Dickey now has fouled out. He'll leave with 6 points and 5 rebounds and 4 block shots in 19 minutes of play as he's trying to get his timing back and win back in his 3rd game back here after that injury where he missed 6, but positive step forward for James Dickey for sure. And if you're Furman, this is what you want, scoring with the shot or with the clock stopped as Rafferty continues to add to his totals here today, now with 15 points to go along with 8 rebounds. You lose a lot with James Dickey. He's a poised player, knows how to play every position on the floor according to Wes Miller, and they won't have him here to try to close it out as Furman will pick up full court and a foul on Noah Gurley. And that is 5 on Gurley, who will now head to the bench. 8 points for Gurley, the freshman out of Fayetteville, Georgia. 5 team fouls on Furman. Spartans have been whistled for 10, so expect more pressure for the Paladins. An 11-point lead for UNCG. Brown face guarding Alonzo. They'll hand him off to Lyons. Now back out front. Miller squares up for 3, misses it, and let's see. Last touched by the Spartans. And Furman will have it here. Malik Massey, a better defender than Demetrius Troy, will come in. Can't blame Miller for shooting the 3. It was 4 of 7 prior to that miss. And a charge on the pass, and once again it's Alonzo, and that may be the 3rd time he's drawn a charge here today. Watch here, Hunter drives and just runs right into Alonzo, and that'll give it back. Offense for defense for the Spartans as Troy returns. And a warning issued to the Furman bench by the officials. Jerome Hall issuing a warning there as Paladin faithful not happy with that last call. Alonzo will fire a 3, spins out Hamilton on the offensive glass, and he's wrapped up alertly there by Rafferty. Might have got him across the face there inadvertently. And that now is the 3rd on Rafferty and the 7th team foul on Furman, and so it will be 1-1 for the Spartans. And Eric Hamilton was just inadvertently hit in the eye, using that towel to try to clear his vision and wipe away the sweat a little bit. Hamilton 2 of 2 from the line. And a good free throw shooter on the season at 75%. Spartans are 6 of 8 shooting free throws. Furman is 11 of 13. And Hamilton's first one is good. Gets the roll there, but a solid performance for Eric Hamilton off the bench. 13 points and 6 rebounds. Efficient has been the word for him. 5 of 6 from the floor and perfect from the line. 2:33 left in this one. Second one will spin away, 78-66. Furman will have to get moving here. Clark will hand it off to Brown. His three is no good. Clark has the offensive rebound with the left hand, and he'll finish it. 10-point game as Alonzo brings it into the front court ahead of the pack to Miller. Looks like Furman's going to play straight up and not foul. Massey dribbling away from a double team. Wild layup, didn't go down. And a reach-in foul then on Massey, and that will have Furman shooting 2 free throws now with the clock stopped. Still a lot of time left in this game. 2 minutes left, and Furman will have Rafferty at the line shooting 2, and he is a perfect 6 of 6 here today. And a 70% free throw shooter, and is having some kind of all-conference type of year and has continued it here today. Right smack at his average of 17 points and 9 rebounds. He's got 5 assists as well and a couple of steals. Has done it all for this Paladin group all year long and continued it here today. Knocks them both in, and the lead down to single digits. So 4 straight here for the Paladins and an 8-point game. Troy will inbound it to Alonzo. That's the guy you want to have it. Gives it right back to Troy, ahead of the pack to Galloway. Now to Alonzo. See the double team coming, and they'll foul as Trey Clark got him. And that is the 5th on Clark. So Clark will foul out also. And Alonzo to the free throw line for the first time here today. And shooting just a hair below 90% on the season. By far the best free throw shooter on the team. And now 16 points for Alonzo. 13 for Hamilton, and Miller leading the way with 23. It was Alonzo who asserted himself early in this one. Get his team off to a good start, but goes 1 of 2. 79-70. 3-possession game. Brown's three is short. Rafferty has the rebound and sticks it in. And a turnover. Alonzo was trying to go the length of the court. 1:35 left. This one isn't over yet. Boy, a bucket here would make it interesting. Rafferty will drive it in, and they'll call a foul and count it. Wow. Now they're going to wave it off. The original call was to count it, but then they're going to wave it off, which is the right call. Call occurred way up on the floor, but then Rafferty alertly kept going. But wave off the basket, but Rafferty with a chance to make this a 5-point game. Spartans led it 77-64 with 4 minutes left to play. Led it by 12 with 2.5 to go. But Furman going to make it earn it here. And now 79-74 with 1:27 left. And full court pressure here by the Paladins. Spartans have kind of been caught a little bit in between. Do they want to attack or do they want to work some time? Miller is going to attack here, throws the lob, and a dunk there by Hunter. Crowd erupts, but right back in a hurry come the Paladins as Alex Hunter scores in transition. They'll go over the top to Alonzo, and they turn it over again, but run down by Hunter. Spartans will have to get it across the timeline and then a reach in the backcourt, but Furman had an opportunity there. Had a big opportunity. 9th team foul on Furman, and so a 1-and-1 here for the Spartans. UNCG has one timeout left. Furman with one also. And Demetrius Troy, who was 2 of 2 at the line, with a 1-and-1 here, shooting 76% on the season. And the senior rolls in the first. So Troy drops them both in. And under a minute left. (83-76). Lions will crank up a three. Spins out. Went almost down and then spun out, and Galloway away with the rebound. Just can't get any closer than that if you are Jordan Lions. Would have cut the lead to 4. Instead, Spartans will be shooting 2 free throws as that's the 10th team foul. Well, some of the UNCG coaching staff laughing with us earlier before the start of this game. Rafferty's going to have to check out. Looks like he's bleeding somewhere, so he'll right there on the elbow. See if they give him some time to try to repair it, as Galloway will wait to shoot those 2 free throws. But Spartan coaching staff, after that shooting performance against Wofford in the last ball game where they shot just 32% for the game, shot 23% in the first half, they changed the nets here inside the Greensboro Coliseum, saying we're putting new nets up here. Well, it's helped out both clubs, both teams shooting the ball well. And Galloway knocks in the free throw. UNCG now 11 of 15 from the line. As Galloway knocks them both in. Lead is at 9. Under 40 left to play. Spartans want to play defense without fouling. Hunter hoists up a 3, and Hamilton away with the rebound. He'll hold it here. Now triple teamed, and a reach-in foul will go on the Paladins. 26 seconds left, and the Spartans, they look like they are going to respond after that disappointing effort and defeat to Wofford a few nights ago. But Wes Miller's group, off a quick turnaround, able to respond here with a solid outing. And Hamilton will try to cap it off with 2 here from the free throw line. Isaiah Miller has been big for UNCG. 23 points, 9 of 18 from the floor, and a career best 4 made threes here today. And Hamilton off the bench, solid 15 points and 7 rebounds. 87-76. Furman had cut the lead down to 5 with a minute and a half left to go, as Lions not going to go down without shooting. Gets that 3 to go in. Alonzo trying to dribble away from all the purple jerseys, gets it into the front court, drops it off to Miller, and he dunks it home. Fitting that Alonzo would find Miller for that hoop. And another steal, and now Spartans will back it out. Well, turnovers were a problem for Furman here today, and maybe fitting for the Paladins that they end the game with a turnover there. Spartans defense was up to the task as they win it 89-79. So with the win, UNCG improves to 15-3 overall and 4-1 in Southern Conference play. Furman falls to 15-3 and 4-2 in SoCon action. Isaiah Miller, one of 4 UNCG players in double figures, leads the way with 25 here as the Spartans get the win. So long here from Greensboro, North Carolina, where again the final, UNCG over Furman 89-79. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. Isaiah Miller with 25 as the Spartans win it here by 10. This has been a presentation of ESPN. I don't know about that. Yeah, I probably did kill it. Huh. Okay.
See you on Thursday, January 24th, as the Spartans host the Citadel at 7 p.m.